Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Hannah the Amputee here. Today I'm going to be telling you a bit about my story. So I had meningitis when I was 2 years old in 2001 or 2002, I'm not quite sure. So what caused the amputation exactly was the gangrene that spread in my body. So basically what gangrene does, it kills living tissue, and whatever it kills off has to be amputated or it just dies. So I'm really lucky to be here. I'm happy to be here. I was extremely lucky with where the amputations were because I have them just below my elbow and just below the knee, so I can still walk, I can still write and type or whatever not. So the amputations, I think my limbs are a little sensitive, more so when I was younger, but now they're okay. I just have to take care of them, moisturize, exfoliate, as people have to do with their limbs anyway. So after the amputations, people treated me pretty much the same. They still with care and everything. I think the one thing I really suffered from was phantom pain. Now phantom pain is a medical phenomena, and it is pain in a part of your limb that doesn't exist. And it's not just with amputees. I think it's also with people, say, who lost a kidney or had a kidney transplant or something. They would have pain where that kidney was, you know, but it's technically not there. It's really confusing. Don't try and understand it. I don't understand it. My mum doesn't understand it. Anyway, so my mum obviously was affected by this, going through her daughter having an amputations, bro. So I think my mum told me that she only fainted once, and then my dad told her, oh, you're not giving me a chance to faint. And then I was just kind of like, well, that's really funny. But after that, she didn't faint anymore. And like, we have this saying in Korea. So my mum's from Sierra Leone, so we have this saying called tayo lapa, which some of you might know what a lapa is, but if you don't, it's basically like a long skirt that you tie, like with African prints, probably African prints from Ghana. So yeah, that's what my dad told my mum, and I thought that was really funny because he could still see the humor despite the situation. So yeah, my mum prayed day and night. She fasted, she cried, as any other parent would, you know, she's human. And at the end of it, we got through it, and I had my other family members to help us through this. And of course we had to move house. The house we were in at that time wasn't accessible. I don't remember where that house was, I can't remember at all. But what I do remember from the process was just being really happy. I don't really remember having limbs, and I think that's better for me, but also it's because I had therapy when I was younger to make sure I don't turn 30 and have like a midlife crisis, you know. So I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, I think the process has just been very, it's been liberating, and I think it's just something that has helped me build my own character. I feel like if this was going to happen at any time, I'm glad it happened then. Because say it happened when I'm 18, things would be different. I probably would have got to the stage where I am now, but it would have taken me 30 years, you know, and life is too short. I just want to feel confident as soon as I can. And if I can't, at least fake it till I make it. Because sometimes you might even get carried away and then you realize, oh, I'm not faking it anymore, you know? So yeah, so how I feel now about everything, I feel pretty okay. I don't really have any nightmares or anything. I don't miss having limbs. I don't remember what it was like to have limbs. So personally for me, it's like, for example, when I look at people's like feet, I look in disgust because I'm kind of like, ugh, it just kind of looks gross, no offense. But it's because I don't have any, so I find like my limbs, my Hannah stubs I call them, as normal. And then what everybody else is seeing is that my limbs don't look normal, so it's just really confusing. But yeah, that's how things are. And it's even like, I just look at people's arms and I think, oh, it looks really fascinating. Like all the knuckles and everything. I mean, honestly, like a lot of amputees will tell you this. We are fascinated by normal limbs and a lot of people are fascinated with my limbs. So I'm kind of thinking, why are you fascinated with my limbs? They're normal to me, you know? What's wrong with you? But it's understandable. I would be the same if I was someone else. So to overcome all of this, I think my parents have been a big help, but then I've also had to realize, especially when I became a teenager, I had to realize that I have to help myself, you know, because when I was in high school, I was really like insecure and kind of thinking, oh, will people like me? But just going to let you know that it was nothing about my limbs. I felt nothing, I didn't think of anything about, oh, well, they won't like me because I don't have arms and legs. It was always about weight or acne or the normal stuff, which shouldn't be normal really for women, but unfortunately it is. That's the reality of it, you know. So a lot of people are quite shocked when I tell them I've never been insecure about my arms and legs, because if I was born like this, I still don't think I would feel any different. So yeah, I'm completely comfortable with it. And I also have a documentary on Barcroft TV that you can watch. So you can head over to that right after this video, hopefully. And that tells you a bit more about me and about how I became confident and how I overcame my challenges. So yeah, back to what I was saying. To overcome all of this, I've had to do a lot of soul searching, and I've had to overcome a lot of things I didn't think I could do. And I guess it's just proving my inner voice that says, oh honey, you can't do that, wrong. For me, I didn't really want to prove anything to other people, because do you know what, at the end of the day, they're gonna think, okay, she can't do this, and then move on with their life. And then, so why am I trying to prove myself to people who don't even care, you know? It doesn't make any sense. So it's more so to myself and to my parents as well, because they've done a brilliant job of raising me and coping with me. As a normal person, of course. And so yeah, I think I've just done a lot of soul searching and traveling. I think traveling has helped find myself, because I've traveled around the Caribbean, around America, and to a few places in Asia where they have a completely different perspective on disabled people. And I don't like using that word because I don't see myself as disabled, but I'm going to use that word because, okay, I'm going to use differently abled, because disabled, it has a lot of stigma attached, you know, and that's what I don't want. I want to break that stigma. So yeah, as I was saying, traveled around Asia, and especially in Asia, they have a different perspective, different view of disabled people, differently abled people. Should I start that bit again, that little bit? So yeah, in Asia, they have a different view and different perspective of differently abled people. Now, I went to Thailand, specifically Koh Samui, and my brother got married there, I think 2 years ago. When did he get married again? Yeah, a couple years ago, let's just say it like that. And over there, I was reading about the Buddhist culture, and it said that in that culture, the feet are seen as really dirty. And so I was thinking, okay, well, I don't have feet, so I'm clean, right? But then I think that's the reason why in houses they take off their shoes, even in the hotel room they take off their shoes to show respect. And I really like that, because I'm such a clean freak. I wash my hands like 10 times a day. Well, I don't do that, but I wash them quite frequently because I'm too clean. So I found that I was treated differently, but in a good way. So for example, we had our Songkran festival. We had the Songkran festival while I was there, and it's basically the whole island has a big water pipe. So there was people like in trucks with bins of water and ice, and yeah, it just wasn't a good day for women who have weave or their natural hair out. So I had my braids, and at the end of the day I just had to wash my hair, which was fine anyway. I don't know how the other people coped, but we had about 50 people at the wedding, so it was really fun. And I remember us all like walking down, it was like a side road, I don't know how to describe it, and we were all spraying each other, whatever not. We basically betrayed all of it. We basically betrayed each other, and I started spraying my best friend, I started spraying my brother's wife and my brother and all their friends. I was like, forget you guys, I need to get out of here. Because it was like survival of the fittest in that way. Yeah, I mean, you really feel like when someone's about to shoot you with water, you feel, it's actually quite scary, especially if you have makeup on, you know, as you can imagine with me. Fortunately, I didn't have makeup on. I only had a little bit of mascara on, which came off, so it's all good. But yeah, I was spraying everybody, so it was survival of the fittest. So what I realized was that people would come up to me and say, oh, they're really inspired by me and that they love me. Well, I didn't know them, but I love them too. And yeah, I felt really happy about that, because when they saw me, they saw, oh, okay, she looks different, but she's out here with rainbow hair and with really long lashes, because my mascara was really good at the time. And they saw I was out there enjoying myself just like any other person, you know? And I found that in the street even, I would be given, they had like these roses that they would give out to people, and you had to pay for them, but I kept being given them for free. So I thought, okay, this is nice. And then we even got free drinks, free meals, you know, and I just thought, oh, I really like this. Not because of the food and everything, but because I could see I was changing people's perspective on life. And also, I don't mind free food. Who doesn't mind free food? I mean, come on now. I mean, what did we have? We had like pineapple and coconut curry, which is delicious. I didn't even like curry before I went to Thailand. So yeah, free food, free drinks. Who wouldn't want free food and drinks, you know? So yeah, I really enjoyed Thailand. And another country I went to that I absolutely loved was Jamaica, as I mentioned on my Barcroft video, which you will watch after this video, right? So Jamaica has a real special place in my heart because I love the food, I love the music, the people. Everyone is just so happy all the time. And I think it's different to England because obviously people are working and then obviously people are happy, but it's a different type of happiness, you know. And over there they have the fresh food, so they have the soursop and they have the guineps and what else do they have? Ackee and saltfish. I mean, the fresh food, not like the food we have here, which is, it's okay, I guess. I mean, I was born here, so I have to enjoy it. Jamaica, I think that's some place where I keep going every year. I'm even going this year for 3 weeks. Yeah, the fresh food, everything is just so relaxed, you know, and I just love it so much. And you have the sunshine and carnival. I've never been to carnival there before. I haven't been to carnival here either. But it's just so fresh, it's enlightening because you're just enjoying yourself. You're just really, the goal is to be happy, enjoy yourself and just be free. And that's what I stand for. I want to be free. I want to just be myself, and I can be myself there. So yeah, definitely love that country. And one other country I do want to mention, yeah, the third country I love going to is the Dominican Republic. Now that country is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful I've been to other than Jamaica. I'm sorry, I'm repping Jamaica today. But yeah, Dominican Republic is beautiful. I speak Spanish as well, so that's quite handy to be able to communicate with the locals, which I quite like doing. The food is also really, the food is so good. Now they have this thing called habichuelas con dulce, which is, it's kind of like sweet bean soup. I think it's like liquid sweet bean soup, similar, but it's a bit chunky. And they have, what's this other thing? Sancocho, which is chicken soup, basically. Unfortunately, you can't have spice in it because on the island there's no spice, is nowhere to be found. Personally for me, I looked, and for me, I love spice, but there's no spice on the island. That's the one downside, but apart from that, the food is good. It's got flavour. A bit too much salt, but you know what? I can work with that. So traveling to these countries has helped me overcome my challenges and certain things that have happened in my life, because I think traveling helps people in general. It helps them find themselves, and it's character building because you get to investigate a different culture, different people that don't necessarily have the same perspectives as you do. That can be challenging for anyone, but it can also be a blessing at the same time, you know. I think also one country that I mentioned before anyway, but Jamaica, really helped me because one thing I find is you Jamaicans, like, boy, you guys are confident. You guys are just so, like, you don't care who's looking or who is there. You're just gonna be yourself, and that's what I love about Jamaicans. So yeah, I'm definitely repping Jamaica today. Maybe I'll get like a Jamaican like headband next time. But yeah, it's my favorite country. That, Jamaica and Dominican Republic, definitely. And maybe Thailand too. Let's just say all three, top 3 countries. But yeah, so I think it's just helped me think, okay, Hannah, step back, go on holiday and see a different way of life. See how different people react to you. Not that I cared anyway, but it's always interesting to see how people react to me. Sometimes it's quite funny, sometimes it's quite like, oh, okay, maybe that I won't go near them again. Yeah, it's just been a wonderful experience traveling around the world, talking to different people, helping people feel better about themselves, and especially like helping people come out of whatever challenges they're going through. So for example, I was in Jamaica, when was I in Jamaica? Last year, and I was in Montego Bay, and this lady came up to my mum and she said, oh, I was really down today and I've had depression for about 11 years. But when I saw your daughter, she just lifted my spirit and I instantly feel happy again. And when my mum told me, I thought, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy to help someone, you know. And she didn't even come up to me, she came up to my mum. So I was just really happy I could help someone come out of whatever challenge they were facing. And I don't know what led to the depression, but it doesn't matter where you're coming from, it matters where you're going. And I think with me, the reason why I stay so confident as I am is because, well, my parents beat it into me, first of all. Having African parents, they don't mix their words. And also, there's a foundation in me that can't be shaken. So days when I have bad days, I might feel a little low or think, oh, I don't look pretty today, or have a spot like I do now. But on some other level, like there's nobody or nothing can shake that foundation. And I think as long as you have that, it doesn't matter what hits you, you can face anything. You can overcome those hurdles, you can overcome anything that the devil throws at you. I don't know, I'm not very religious anyway, but I'm all for that. I'm all for helping people, making them feel better about themselves, and just enjoying the moment. Because I read this book by Eckhart Tolle, and it's called The Power of Now. Very inspirational book. You should definitely read it. I'll recommend it, and I'll leave the link below in the description. Please read it. But the book is so powerful, and I can't tell you too much about the book unless you read it, but what it does say is to enjoy the power of now, because before you know it, you'll be dead, you know. And it's harsh, it's very harsh. My mom told me this. Before you know it, you'll be dead. You'll be on your deathbed thinking, gosh, why didn't I enjoy that moment? Or you'll be thinking, oh, when I was young and I was at that party, why didn't I just enjoy the moment? In that situation, enjoying the moment doesn't mean like drinking till you die, because then you'd really be wishing you enjoyed that moment. But what I do mean is to enjoy the actual moment you're in. So kind of like close your eyes and just think, wow, I'm so grateful to be alive today. I'm so grateful that God has given me breath today, that I've woken up another day and been able to see the trees and listen to the birds singing, you know, and just be happy, because life is full of too much stress, and if you keep worrying about everything, gosh, it's tiring. You end up killing yourself. Like, God, I guess you should just enjoy the moment, you know, because life is too short, and yeah, you just got to be happy. I mean, I'm happy. If I can be happy, you can be happy, and I've got no limbs, so you can definitely be happy. Not saying it's a bad thing, but you know what, a lot of people say, oh, you're so strong for going through this, and I'm thinking, going through what? Because this is me. Before I'm black, before I'm anything, before I'm an amputee, I'm human, and then I'm a unicorn because I've got rainbow hair, and then I'm Hannah, and then I'm black and everything else. But yeah, so stay tuned for my next video, and you'll see what I'll be talking about then. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I am Hannah the Amputee, and on Twitter I am Hannah Amputee.